Oh, yeah. What is up? What is up? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake stream. Welcome, everybody. I am your host, Mr. Beast. My name is Jimmy Donaldson. I give millions of dollars away to people every year. What is up, everybody? What's up? Jason is here. Hey, Jake, it's Jason. Hope you're having an amazing day. Thank you, Jason. I hope you're having an amazing day, too. What a lad. What an absolute mad lad. Flash Skywalker 13 is saying another stream missed. Sad Flash signing off. Have a good stream, everyone. Aw, Flash, I'm a sad Jake because I don't get to hang out with you on this stream. Makes me a sad old little person. Chrissy Blackwell is here. What's up? Welcome to the stream. Got my KillJoy Jake t-shirt for my birthday. Best daughter. Oh, hell yeah. Well, congrats. Thank you so much for doing that. I appreciate that. I hope you're digging it. Thank you. Thank you to Chrissy and your daughter. Craving Something Scary is here, not to be confused with the awesome YouTuber. What's up, Craving? Hey, Jake, what's up? How's it going? 40 and Fandemus, what's up? I actually made it to a live. Yeah, welcome. We're going to be talking Halloween Ends, Halloween Continues, Halloween, Michael Myers has a child named Little Myers, who's also here. 3 days. Heck yeah. I'm seeing it on Thursday, and I may or may not go live after I see it on Thursday. I didn't even realize how early I was seeing it, so I'm like, oh, man, might be able to talk a little non-spoiler chat after I see it late that night, so it might be cool. Lighting Ghost is already throwing in $5. Thank you so much, Lighting Ghost. I appreciate that, and thank you for being a channel member, too. Saying, hello, friends. Hello, Lighting Ghost. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are absolutely vibing tonight. Thank you for the $5. I appreciate that. Hello. What's up, everybody? Brett is here, too, saying, I'm going to see Terrifier 2 after this in theaters by myself. My boyfriend didn't want to come. Oh, well, have fun. Don't throw up. Because a lot of people are reportedly throwing up during the movie. So it's messed up. It's going to be a weird, crazy one to see alone, though. Be careful. Don't get puke on you. Oh, crap. Jet9 Lives is saying, what's up, Jake? Going to catch another stream. By the way, seen Terrifier 2. Oh, man, it was amazing. Heck yeah. Well, a big blanket hello to all of you wonderful people. We're going to get the chill music going. And just a little reminder, obviously the movie comes out this week, and I know a lot of you have probably already spoiled it for yourselves or have read or have seen it maybe or at an early screening, but please no spoilers in the chats or on comments when you watch this on replay. I would just greatly appreciate that, or you get blocked. It's bottom line. We're chilling, but just don't put any spoilers in there. You know, we would not all of us have seen it, and we're all just trying to have a fun time, doing a little speculation, pitching some theories out there, but that's about it. That's all good. It's an amazing fucking theater experience. Oh, yeah. Heck yeah. I'll tell you what, Terrifier 2, that was an amazing theater experience. I mean, people were going nuts. It was packed. I was like, I'm so happy this is packed. I haven't been in a packed theater like all year for a horror movie. And that was just it was nice. It was a nice surprise. Wasn't expecting it. Some good stuff. Shaka Swan is here too. Howdy, hi. Howdy, not howdy, hey. But what's up? I was surprised that Terrifier 2 had more scares than just brutal violence and disturbing images. There was some good tension. I agree, Ty. They really upped the ante with that. It wasn't just a bunch of gross images. Also had some nice scares. Some really messed up images. The eyes, that's all I'm going to say without spoiling anything. Loved it. Bearded Entertainment is here. What is up? I am so sorry about the chat from the Lethal Collective. I was the last 5 minutes of that stream. I was just getting so mad for you, Eric. My God. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. But welcome, Bearded. Welcome. If that person shows up here, I'm just going to block him at this point. So that's all I'm going to say. Zoe Crawford, what's up? Hello, sir. Hello to you, my good friend. What is up? How's it hanging? Welcome to the stream. What's the number one thing you hope we get in Halloween Ends? Honestly, a Michael death. I just want one definitive Michael death. And I know, listen, we're going to get people who say here just like, oh, well, Jake, technically Michael has died in a movie before. Yes, technically, you're right. That is 100% something that has technically happened, but it's almost always gotten retconned or was going to get retconned in the future. So I just want to see one time, like, they meant to do it. They meant to kill Michael at one point, and they just did it, and they get away with it. It's all good. There's no, I know ambiguous endings are awesome, and I'm sure franchise fans of Halloween love ambiguous endings because this franchise likes to do it a lot. But I feel like they played that card one too many times with the endings of these movies. So for once, let's just see Michael get killed. Let's see it happen. For realsies, not like, oh, next movie it gets retcon. No, let's just see it happen for once. So that's the one thing I'm really hoping for in Ends. Just to set this one aside from the other films. What's up, Nightmare Corner? What's up? Haunted House Restaurant is fire. Oh my God, I had that for the first time yesterday. Guys, if you're in the Cleveland area, I highly recommend the Haunted House Restaurant. Amazing food, amazing atmosphere. I got wished a happy birthday by the Purge people, which was just amazing. It was awesome. So highly recommend if you're in the area. Good stuff. Lighting Ghost is throwing another $5 in there. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Lighting Ghost saying, no spoilers, but I love Terrifier 2. So good. Art had me in tears, and the kills also hyped for Ends. Heck yeah, dude. Oh my God. Terrifier 2 was mind-blowing. I like the first movie. You know, like I like it. It's good. But Terrifier 2 blows it out of the water in every means. In every means. It was awesome. I love the film. It was great. It was cracking me up too. I took Matt with me to go see it. Oh my God, it was so much fun. So awesome. I loved it. And I'm also very hyped for Ends. I think Halloween Ends is going to be good. Gonna say that now. Hot take. Maybe not everyone believes that, but I feel like that this movie could be good. I feel like it has the potential to do that. Cleveland rocks. Cleveland rocks. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, it kind of does. It's a little boring, but besides that, it's sure, yeah, whatever. Danny H Vlogs, what is up? Saying, hey Jake, brother man, how do you feel about the revenue Terrifier 2 has made? I think it's great for indie horror, and it shows there is a market for these films. Absolutely, I'm planning on doing a video on it either tomorrow morning or tonight. I might post it tonight. Screw it. After this live stream, I'm at least going to be working on it. I don't know if it's coming tomorrow morning but I want to talk about this as well as future plans for Terrifier 3 all in a video, because this is a really big deal. Like Danny, this is a huge deal for indie horror, and is like someone who's trying to make indie films at some point in the future. This is huge. The fact that this movie made a bunch of money and wasn't like attached to some gigantic studio, this is awesome. This is a huge win for people who want to start doing more outside of the box creative horror films. And I don't know, it's amazing. I'm very excited for the future of what else could come now from this. It's like, oh wait, we don't have to get signed by like Lionsgate or Warner Bros or something like that to make a good movie. You don't have to anymore. Damien Leone is living proof of that. So I don't know. To me, this is very exciting stuff. Very exciting. Do a spoiler video so we can talk about it. Yes, I will have a spoiler-filled Halloween Ends video Friday morning, but Thursday night I want to talk a little non-spoiler in a live stream, I'm thinking. So there will be a video. No worries. No worries. We'll do that, Ty. Of course. Hello, Jordy. What is up? What's up? Don't forget to like the video. Oh, Jordy's speaking some truth there. Make sure to do that. Why not, you know? Or dislike it. I don't care. Where'd you get that shirt? I went to I want to say like Hot Topic, maybe. I want to say I got it at the Hot Topic because, as you can see, I shop there all the time. All I wear is horror shirts, so I don't know. Honestly, I can't remember. As you can see, the shirt doesn't fit me either. If I was to stand up right now, you could see my dad bod peeking out of the shirt. But it's a cool shirt. I don't want to just stop wearing it. You know, it's great for thumbnails, as they say. And look how cool that is. You even got Laurie Strode. When I raise my arms above my head, half of the shirt comes up, and my belly button is just poking out now. So how about them apples? How about them apples? Where can I stream Terrifier and Terrifier 2? Craving something scary. I want to answer this question in that video I was talking about a second ago, because I have gotten this question a million times throughout the past week. And to answer this question, Terrifier 2, I believe, will be on Blu-ray in the UK by the end of the month. But if you want to watch it on streaming, it will be on Screambox at some point in November. So it's not there yet, but in November, you'll be able to watch Terrifier 2. Terrifier 1 is on Tubi, I believe, so you'll be able to watch that. You can buy a Blu-ray of it if you want. So that's out everywhere. But Terrifier 2, that will be there in November at some point. No release date is announced yet, but I will keep you updated on that. And like I said, I'm going to do a video on it probably for tomorrow morning would be my guess. I'm probably going to post that early tomorrow. I'll probably have a Halloween Ends video tomorrow as well as another live stream I just haven't set up yet, but it's coming. It's all coming. Welcome to the stream if you're just joining, by the way. I saw I got some more people here. So welcome. Hope you're making yourself cozy, eating some chips or something tasty. I don't know. Joker's got a theory saying, I was thinking, what if Halloween ends with a cliffhanger? Halloween ends with a cliffhanger. There we go. And we find out that Halloween Ends is a 2-part movie. Just a thought. Ooh, so almost like Deathly Hallows or something like that, where it's like the finale it's so big we have to stretch it across 2 movies. You know, I don't know. Like maybe, but I like the thing that's tough about that. I think that actually would be cool, but I don't think that they're going to do that with this just because we already have confirmation that David Gordon Green and basically the entire creative team behind this new movie is already working on the next project coming out next October. So they have no time to continue this unless Blumhouse wants to throw a whole new group of people at this franchise, which I don't really see the motivation there for doing something like that. But I like your thinking though. That is pretty dope to do something like that. Give us a surprise cliffhanger and it's like, what? We have to wait? Holy crap. I dig it. Villain Killin' Dylan is here. Good early evening. Welcome to the stream. Zoe Crawford is saying, I think Michael will be buff, wearing a Nightwatch Zone tank top while eating rats and snorting lines of pumpkin spice when Corey finds him. Zoe, nothing would bring me more joy than to see that image of Michael biting into a rat and then snorting some lines. I'd lose my mind. Zoe, I love it. Lathan is here. What's up? Terrifier 2 is my favorite horror film currently. Art was brutal. As ever, my theater experience was everything. Hell yeah. Oh, excuse me. Man, it's tough not to put it at first place. Oh my God, I'm dying on the inside. I loved Barbarian and X so much. It's really tough to put anything above those, even though I'm starting to maybe think Terrifier 2 is my favorite, just because of how influential this movie is now, how important it is to indie horror. It's tough to say. My esteemed lawyer, Killian J. Jacobs, is here. What is up? Saying, I am busy eating my chicken nuggets. Hold on, y'all. Yes, Killian J. Jacobs. I feed him in chicken nuggets. It's a very nice deal. They're $5 at McDonald's. All he wants. Just wants chicken nuggets. I'm like, okay. All the power to you, man. Michael Parton is here. What's up? Saying, hoping Halloween Ends breaks box office records this weekend before Black Adam obliterates it. I hope Black Adam doesn't obliterate it. I don't know. To me, like, the trailer for that just seems really generic. In my opinion, I'm not like pumped for Black Adam. I gotta be honest. I think it looks okay. I'm hoping Halloween Ends does good, though. I agree. I hope that does good. Brandon from I Like Scary is here. What's up, Brandon? What's up? How's it hanging? Welcome to the chat. There's only one T2, and that's Judgment Day. Dude, but you gotta watch Terrifier 2. No, if you haven't seen that. Oh, so good. Locked is here as well, saying the love across the board that has come from the community around Terrifier 2 is something I wish existed far more often. I agree. You know, Locked, it's funny. I had a tweet blow up over on my Twitter page, all about Terrifier 2, and man, I just had this one guy just going at me saying that, it's awful. It's the worst movie I've ever seen. Like, why would you even be promoting this thing? And I'm like, what? Like, this is like, love it or hate it. If you hated Terrifier 2, that's fine. Like, that everyone has an opinion. But to not appreciate what this means for indie horror I just feel like that's you got to look at that. You got to look at that angle at least, and you got to appreciate that. That's huge. That's groundbreaking for indie horror, opposed to just more and more studio movies. So I do, and for the most part, it's been really positive responses to the movie, which is really just amazing to me. I love it. I'm just a happy guy. I'm a happy guy, as they say. You can at least treat him to the fancy chicken we ate. Oh yes. Me and Eric met up to do some shots for Red Right Hand, and man, we had I took him to the best chicken tenders place in town. It was awesome. So I'm glad you liked it, and the sauce was on point. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, it was good. I got to get me some of that again. It's been a minute. I think the last time I had it was actually with you over this past summer, so I got to go back there. Boss Chicken and Beer in Berea, Ohio. I drive out there just to get that. It's amazing. Highly recommend. Dr. Andy is here too, saying I'm going to see the movie because my sister is going to get Peacock. Heck yeah. Enjoy it. I hope you dig it. I also have Peacock just for that, literally just for that reason. There is nothing else on Peacock. Fun fact. Fun fact. After Red Right Hand, would you ever make another horror movie? Absolutely, Lisa. I'm already writing the screenplay for it. If we can get funding for it, I will make it. So I'm actually, in my very little free time, I'm writing another script. I don't want to tell you about what it's about right now, but hopefully sometime in the future I'll be able to make that announcement video. That would be exciting. I carved our jack-o'-lantern and made it look like it's devouring a bag of Reese's. Nice. I love it. We just put up our Halloween decorations 2 days ago. So nice. That's awesome. Also, I don't know if you all saw, but Master Chief got on stage. What? Master Chief? Like from Halo? Got on stage with Megan the Stallion. I would absolutely love for something. I'm sorry. I don't know what you're saying, Locked. That's a bunch of, like, I'm my mind is, I'm overcooked. I'm like, what's going on? Chrissy, and I hate to disappoint, but we will never make Red Right Hand 2. Like, it's just not going to happen. Yeah, and everyone's going to know why when they see the end of the first Red Right Hand. It was just like, we would need millions and millions of dollars. There's no way we could do a sequel. That's all I'm going to say. I can't say anymore, really, but I appreciate the sentiment, regardless. I appreciate that. It will probably be an original if we do something else in the future after Red Right Hand. We felt a little locked in. Nope. No pun intended. We just can't, man. We can't do a sequel. We would need, like I said, millions of dollars. But thank you, Chrissy, regardless. Thank you so much, though. I hope you guys like it, though. Comes out this December. We're editing it right now. It's gonna be good. Gonna be good. But yeah, I'm excited for, we haven't even really talked about Halloween Ends, but I'm excited for the film a whole lot. I really think that it's gotta, I talked about this earlier, I really think Michael's gotta die. How else does Halloween end if Michael doesn't die? Like, it's false advertising at that point. And then you're just doing the whole old-fashioned, like, oh, this is the final chapter thing. But really, there's more. And are they really gonna pull the wool over our eyes again like that? Like how they did with, like, Godzilla versus Kong? One will fall. Neither of them fell. Not Godzilla versus Superman, Batman versus Superman. I don't want that happening again here. That would blow. That would blow butthole, and I'm just not a fan of that. I think Michael's got to die for this to actually be the end. Because if he goes back to prison, wouldn't that just be so anticlimactic? You know, it's like, oh, okay, Michael's back in prison. What? Like, come on. What's up, Dylan? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. I feel like everyone's gonna die. Lori, Allison, Michael, Corey, everyone. Brett, I do think it's going to be a pretty dark ending. You know, I'm not expecting sunshine and rainbows and everyone skipping through a field, you know, and it's all happy and oversaturated. No, no, I really think it's going to be pretty dark. Most people are going to die. I will say that. I will say most of them will die. Allison and Lori, I don't know how they're going to shake that out. I could see Allison living and going to Lori's funeral or vice versa. I could see one or the other happening. But I think Corey's dead. I think Lindsay's dead. Hawkins is dead. I don't see them living past this movie. I really do think that going off of the trauma theme that's been unbelievably clear in the past two movies, I think it would be dope for them to have something where it's like Lori has everyone else in her life just dies surrounded around her. I talked about this in my video today. I pitched a little theory about how maybe Lori does kill Michael, but at the sacrifice of all of her loved ones. And we get this last shot of the movie where she's like walking out of her front door and she's alone. Like no one is there to be with her. She's all alone by herself. And it's almost kind of like just really bleak, you know? I just think that would be really messed up, man. And I would be kind of into that. I'm just not looking for an overall happy ending, though, I think is the big thing. Smells Like Teen Horror is here saying, where did you get your Directed by Wes Carpenter t-shirt? I got that at Monster Mania over this past summer when I went to that con. It was awesome. I couldn't tell you who made the shirt, but I saw it and I fell in love immediately. Like I saw it from like a far away too. It was love at first sight, and I'm like, I have to have that shirt. There's a lot of cool shirts, but that one was my favorite. So I'm like, gotta have it. Gotta do it. Awesome stuff. But yes. Big Mac No Onions is saying, I've been enjoying your streams. Any more collaborations with more content creators? Yeah, so I did. I'm trying to think who I've been on a few channels lately. I like Scary was here recently. I was on his page. I was on the Nightmare Corner, who was also here a minute ago. So I do stuff on other people's pages. I had Zoe Crawford on the other day, who's amazing, great guest. So I'll have to have the Nightmare Corner on sometime. At some point too, maybe, and I'll have to have Brandon back on too. Those guys are awesome. Love having them on there. And also, if you're looking for any more collaborations, I do every single Monday and Friday. I stream with the Lethal Collective, which is of course Craven Something Scary, the Night Watch Zone, and Fate Decided. I stream with them every Monday and Friday. I actually just got off one of those streams and came here. So if you guys are looking for more group discussion kind of stuff, there you go. Hell yeah. Gotta get We Watched a Movie on. Oh my god, I would lose my mind. That would be awesome. I would love to talk to those guys. Love their channel. Definitely one of my favorites that I watch a lot for sure. You need to start charging. I need to start charging. What? This is just me talking. I'm not gonna charge. It's all good. It's all good. We're all just vibing, man. Gangster Bro saying, I saw Terrifier 2 yesterday and it is by far my favorite slasher film of all time now. Thought the Just the Tip scene was way worse than the bedroom scene. Ooh. As a man, yes, I can understand that argument. That it's the reason I will never pee outside again for the rest of my life. My God. We gotta sit back and appreciate what a gem James Jude Courtney has been to the Halloween franchise. He was absolutely the perfect choice, but I would consider casting Aaron Armstrong as Myers. Ooh, okay. James Jude Courtney has been amazing. I think that's one of my favorite parts of this new franchise. His movements and all that, they're so like robotic as Michael. He just captures that energy of someone who has lost their humanity and has turned into something else. And I think that's what's so great about the character and how James Jude Courtney portrays him. I really want to know what he means by the ending of this new film being erotic. I don't know. We have that, and we also had, I was talking today a little bit about Jamie Lee Curtis. I can't say that name for some reason. Talking a little bit how the ending is kind of like a bit of a breakup. Like it kind of feels like you're breaking up with your significant other. I'm really curious as to how... What she means by that. You know what I mean? Interesting stuff. I don't know. I love it though. Blair is saying favorite Jaws sequel. I mean, 2's the only decent sequel, probably. The fourth film though is just goofy. Like it's so bad it's good. So I can see an argument being made for that one. 3 is simply just bad. In my opinion, it's just boring. I don't know. But yeah, 2's the only like decent one. I'm like, okay, this actually has some good scenes to it. It's not the best movie ever, but it's decent. That is I've never seen a franchise of movies where every single film drops in quality drastically with every movie. It starts from like best movie of all time to one of the worst. So it's a really interesting franchise. I'm fascinated by it. Very fascinated. Good stuff. I have Peacock, but have to see it in the big screen, of course. And when I get home, gonna fire up the microwave with some popcorn and watch it again. Happy Halloween ends, everyone. Hell yeah. Happy Halloween ends to everybody. Evil dies in 3 days, maybe 4 days for Peacock watchers. I cannot fucking wait. I'm gonna check it out Thursday night, and like I said, we'll do a little non-spoiler discussion that night. And then Friday, we might be talking spoilers in a little video. I'm excited. I'm real excited. Ooh, top 5 horror films are Candyman, Maniac, Hellraiser, People Under the Stairs, and Night of the Demons. Nice, good choices. Good choices. I like it. Some more outlandish choices too. I like the Maniac love. I love that. The Revenge is an all-time so bad it's good piece of trash. Yeah, I mean for sure. You can enjoy it for that reason though. You know, it's definitely a so bad it's good. Some of the choices made in that one is it's something. Orca is an underrated copycat of Jaws, absolutely. Grizzly, I think, is another one that most people should check out. Talking about copycats of Jaws. It's just Jaws with a fucking bear, but I love it. It's on Shudder. If you guys haven't seen that one, highly recommend. Alligator 1980 isn't necessarily a ripoff of Jaws, but definitely in the same vein for sure. I recommend that one too. That's I put that one up there with Jaws. Honestly, I love that film a lot. I bought the 4K of that on a whim, maybe like 6 months ago, I want to say, and I just fell in love with that movie. It's amazing. Highly recommend. Halloween gets killed in 3 days. So here's a question, Mike. Is this the end of Halloween for a little while? Are we actually done with Michael Myers with obviously Blumhouse is done. They're losing the rights after this film. Don't think they're going to continue it because they have like I said earlier, they have the entire team of people swapping over to The Exorcist after this. I wonder what happens next for the Halloween franchise. Who's going to do it? And what are they going to do next with Michael? Because I've seen a lot of people talking about how much they want Danielle Harris to come back. Maybe do something where it's like her character from 4, but like a revamp of that. I'd be interested in that. Bring back another beloved protagonist to do a more consistent story. I'd be interested in that for sure. I wonder what studio does it though. That's the real question. I couldn't speculate on who or how or why. Unfortunately, not an insider myself, but I think that could be dope. Oh, the Bearded Entertainment throwing $5 into the pot. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Saying, rumor is Kevin Smith is making a Jaws ripoff with a moose. Is this the Moose Jaws thing? I feel like I've heard of this before. I wonder if they really go with it, because if anyone's going to make that movie, it's going to be Kevin Smith. His filmography is all over the place, and that's not a bad thing either. I really love Kevin Smith movies. One of my all-time favorites is Clerks. I think that's a fucking genius movie. That is the definition of doing a lot with so little. I mean, man, Kevin Smith, really one of my all-time favorite directors. I would love to see that. If he does something like that, he could do it. He could pull it off. I think as whack as fucking Tusk is, it's still a pretty decent movie. I'm like, that's pretty cool. And no, Bearded, I have not seen Clerks 3 yet, but I hear it's phenomenal. Most people say it's good, but I've heard some not all that great reviews either. I've heard some mixed reviews, but I love it. I love the first one. The second one's okay. I don't hate the second one, but the first one, nothing matches to the first one. I will see Clerks 3 though eventually. It'll happen. It will happen. Michael is sadly gone for 4 next 5 years minimum. Probably a remake, sadly. You know, that's actually a good point. We probably will get a remake. I don't know how I feel about that. If I'm like, okay, I'd be okay with a remake if they tell a brand new story. Like, it's Michael breaking out of prison once again, but all new characters he attacks this time. Instead of Laurie Strode, it's something else, like brand new story. I'm okay with that. I feel like the Laurie Strode thing is kind of done after this timeline, though, personally. So, talking about Clerks 3, Bearded is saying it's so damn good, elevates the first one in a way I couldn't have oh, man, okay. I'm gonna go out of my way to check it out. Love Kevin Smith, like I said. Love him. Good stuff. Did somebody say a KillJoy Jake stream? Coopty Oof is here. Welcome. We're gonna talk about just about fucking everything on this stream. We're talking about Kevin Smith. We're talking about Jaws sequels. I love it. I love when the conversation gets weird. I love it. It's good stuff. The Halloween Ends title card apparently is silver and references the H3 title card. Dope. Cool. That would be sick. I wonder what they're going to do with the pumpkin animation. That's something we were talking about that on Brandon's stream the other night. I wonder if they're going to do like the floating pumpkins or pumpkins exploding. I don't know. To top the Kills intro is going to be tough. I love the Kills opening scene with the pumpkins and they're all floating. There's like fire and there's 12 of them to represent 12 movies in the franchise. That's going to be tough to beat, man. I fucking love the Kills intro. That might be my favorite out of all of them. I don't know, man. Ooh, throwing some Scorsese in there. I like me some Goodfellas is a solid movie. I like it. my buddies all love Scorsese, and I don't know. I'm like, they're good movies. I can recognize they're really well made, for sure. I'm not like, I don't frequent them. You know, they're not movies I will actively rewatch over and over again. You know, that like they're like a one time I watched Wolf of Wall Street, The Departed. They're all good. Like they're good. I have no real reason to watch them again personally. That's just my opinion. I think they're good. But yeah, like I said. Coop de Oof is saying they removed Terrifier from Netflix, but no worries, Coop, because you can watch it for free on Tubi, I believe. I think it's still there. I know it's out there on one of those free streaming services for sure. So you can watch it there. It has ads, unfortunately, but it's free. So, you know, that's the trade-off, is how I see it. Yet it is on Tubi, as we see here, so... But yeah, I'm just excited for this film. I do think it's going to be good. A big thing, obviously, we've been talking about the Corey argument for a lot of... we spent a lot of time talking about the Corey thing, because I think that's the biggest thing that all of us are like, what the fuck is happening? You know, like, well, what is going to happen with the Corey situation? Is that going to be good? Or is this going to be just one of those things where they tried something weird because someone had an idea about it and it kind of fails? I was talking about this a little bit on some of the past streams I've been doing today. I just don't want it to turn into the Scream franchise. You know, this isn't the franchise for that. I think it would be kind of weird if we did something like that where it just turns into like, oh, it's a murder mystery now. You got to figure out who's dressing up like Michael to kill people. I'd be like, what? No, that's just so not the vibe of this franchise. That goes past the DNA of what Halloween is, I think. Like, and it's also just blatantly taking from Scream if they were to do something like that. And, you know, with that being such a popping thing right now, Scream 5 was huge. It was super successful. Love it or hate it, it's in the mainstream right now. I just think that would be it would almost be like cash grab territory if they were to make this a murder mystery at this point. I hope not. I really hope not. I hope it does its own thing, and I hope it's just an original movie that feels like something that was truly from the heart of the writers, directors who are claiming to be nerds and love this franchise. I mean, I got that vibe personally from the last two films, but if they were like, oh, you know, yeah, fuck it, we're just gonna do whatever with the last film, like kind of how they did with Jurassic World Dominion. No offense, but man, I don't know what the fuck went wrong with that film. But I just hope that's not the case. You know, since this is their last film, they're moving on to The Exorcist next. I hope they didn't just be like, okay, we got to wrap this up. Let's move on to the next thing. Let's hurry up. Let's get it done and patch this thing up. Stick a Band-Aid on it if we have to. Push it past us. Exorcist. That's their main focus. I hope not. I really hope not, because I'm way less excited for the new Exorcist than I am for Halloween Ends, and I hope they didn't fuck this thing up. I hope it's not a train wreck. And, you know, there's a lot of things pointing towards that right now, and I hope I'm wrong. I hope I get very wrong. You know, I was going to do a video on this on Movie Smoothie, but, you know, I don't hate the Chris Pratt Mario voice. Hot take. Watch I say that and, like, just my subscriber count dips, like, all the way down, back to 0. I think it's not his voice, which is why I appreciate it. He's doing like a little bit of something there. So, but we won't get too into that. This is a horror stream. We got to. That's my one thing I will stay on topic of. But I will start just a little update. I will start doing streams at some point, maybe later in the year, over on Movie Smoothie, where I'll talk more about just some other things that I'm excited for. Like, I'm really excited for the Super Mario movie. I actually think it's going to be good. Hot take. And I would love to do a whole video talking about that. But yeah, sometime we'll be doing streams over there. But talking about the Five Nights at Freddy's movie with the news, holy shit, we have a director. I looked up the director, and I just don't know how this director's style is going to translate into Five Nights at Freddy's. She's done like more like dramatic kind of movies, like that are still horror thrillers, but nothing so silly as like the concept like Five Nights at Freddy's. So I'm curious as to how that's all going to shake out. I'm hoping for the best. We have Jim Henson's Creature Shop doing the fucking animatronics, which I could not be better news for Five Nights at Freddy's fans. I mean, like, name a puppet from the past like 50 years of cinema. They've probably done, like, from a big movie, they've probably done it. The Dark Crystal shit, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Yoda. I mean, that's just like, off the top of my head. Some of the aliens from Farscape, which is like the most underrated sci-fi show ever. I fucking love that show. Yeah, Jim Henson's Creature Shop, man. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. So I'm really excited for Five Nights at Freddy's. I cannot remember the name of it's like Emma something is the director of this movie, but That's the only thing that has me a little worried, just because that's someone who's kind of going out of their comfort zone for this movie, essentially, based off of what they've done in the past. So I'm excited to see what they do. I really think they should have gotten the guy who did Willy's Wonderland, personally, but just my hot take. Just my hot take. Yes, and Kermit the Frog, too, yeah. No, another great example of Henson's Creature Shop and all that. Hell yeah. What kind of rule do you think Michael Myers will have? I'm hoping Michael will get more screen time while looking for his mask. Like, if you're talking about like rules, I mean, or like morals that he follows, I never want that to be crystal clear. That's a big thing. I never want that to be like fully explained in this timeline. I think that would really detract. Emma Tammy, thank you, Coop de Oof. But I don't know. I kind of don't ever want that fully explained about Michael. I just want a little bit of a glimpse inside his mind, not like painting the full picture. If you want to go a little in depth with that in this movie, okay, but just don't fully explain it. Like the Thorn trilogy just goes out of its way to explain every little detail about Michael, and that's like so like so it's like, okay, you just took away all the fun about this character. So I really hope that this one doesn't do it, even though I have said in the past that like if they end the movie and then you give us all the answers, I'm kind of okay with that, because like the horror is over at that point and they're not going to continue it. I hope not past this. So I'm like, okay, that makes sense to me, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to see what they do. But yes, Emma Tammy is the director, and so apparently she's a great director, but the writing was bad on her movie. So I have yet to check out the reason she is employed by Blumhouse, in my opinion, is she's worked with Blumhouse in the past and did an Into the Dark episode over on Hulu, which I've yet to watch yet, but those are pretty hit or miss as to what I've seen. I haven't checked hers out yet, but I do want to check it out because I want to see like how her style is and all that. But like from what I've read about that movie, it just seems like a straight up thriller, which that's why I feel like she's a weird choice for Five Nights at Freddy's. And like, I'm not saying she's a bad director. I want to make that very clear, Coop. Like, I'm just saying I feel like her style might not flow into something that's like so outrageously different. Like if they were to put like Scott Derrickson on this movie, I would also take issue with that, because like he's so not like goofy with his movies. His films are a lot darker and serious, something that are a little more based in reality with like a touch of the paranormal. I just don't think that, you know, like I wouldn't like him if they announced that too. They're like, Scott Derrickson is doing Five Nights at Freddy's. I'd be like, what? That's so that's a weird choice, man. So that's why I'm not saying she's a bad director. Just want to make that very clear. Not saying that at all. That would be so weird if I said that too, considering I haven't seen her movie. Like that would just be like, okay, Jake, you asshole, relax. No, I really have no opinion on her as of yet. I just think, considering what I know about this movie, it's a weird choice. Just to make that unbelievably crystal clear. Seeing the movie tomorrow night at 7 during an advanced screening. Henry, enjoy. I hope you love it. I'm seeing it also during an advanced screening tomorrow. I cannot fucking wait. Oh, some love for Farscape. Hell yeah. You have all the seasons rewatching, and you finished V from the 80s. Nice. Love Farscape, and Rigel is mint. Ooh, fucking love that show. Yes. Some love for Farscape. I appreciate that, Jordy. How do you know what? We're not gonna, I want to talk about it more, but I wanted to say how you feel about the ending of the show, which is very controversial. Very controversial, to say the least. That's all I'm going to say. Trick or Treat is on AMC Fright Fest right now. Nice. I just watched Trick or Treat again since they announced the sequel. I did a little video on that. If you guys haven't seen it yet, they said that, or Michael Dougherty, I should say, the director of the original Trick or Treat, has said that they are in very active development for a brand new Trick or Treat sequel. That is fucking so exciting. Like, that is the best news I could have ever heard in my life. Now, not to shit on the excitement for Trick or Treat 2, but this is not the first time they have gone into active development for a sequel, and that just didn't pan out. So, I don't want to rain on anybody's parade, but this is not the first time that has technically happened, and they have not been greenlit by the studio to make that yet. But more than anything, I would love a Trick or Treat sequel. This is one of my all-time favorite anthology horror films. It's a banger. And Little Sam, I just want to see more of Little Sam. He did nothing wrong. He's just a good little boy who just wants some candy. God, he's a good little boy. He kills people, but you know what? Like, come on. Thoughts on Pulse 2006? I'm not really a big fan. I hear the original is much better, but I was kind of meh on Pulse 2006. Kind of wasn't the vibe. Wasn't feeling that one. But I have yet to see the original. I know that's a remake of, I believe, a Japanese horror film, if I'm saying that correctly. I might be wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure, but... awesome. Can't fucking wait. It's going to be fucking awesome. Hell yeah. Watched 2018 one last night, and I am watching Kills tonight before tomorrow. Nice. I'm going to have to go through all of the movies one more time to just kind of get the full experience, see the full timeline. So, hell yeah. Where can I watch Pulse 2001? I can't find it. I think that's the reason I haven't seen it either, because I couldn't find it. I was gonna start doing this thing where I would make a big video at the end of the month, and I just never really panned out. But I did a bunch of research on a video talking about like early thousands remakes and how they differ from like the J-horror classics that they were remaking from like the late 90s, early thousands. And that was one I was going to talk about. Pulse and the remake to that one. I have like pages and pages of notes on The Ring and The Grudge and how they differ, and why I feel like one is really great and one is still good, but for different reasons. So maybe one day I'll make that video, but I don't know. Jake just has not had the time because that was a lot of research, man. Oh my God. There's some things I found out about those movies I had no idea. So it's good. Good stuff. Pulse is on Prime Video, I'm pretty sure. The original, perhaps. I would love to own that one. Another one I want to watch is the original One Missed Call. I've never seen that. I've seen the remake, which is pretty bad, admittedly. Does it deserve a 0% on Rotten Tomatoes? I actually don't think it deserves a 0%. I think it has some cool scenes and some cool stuff going on. It's not great, but it's decent. It's a decent film. It's not the worst of the remakes, I would say. Hot take. Ty is saying I liked The Uninvited and Shudder. I have not seen the original Uninvited either. I've seen the remake of that one too, but... Oh, man. I think they will both die. Okay, here we go. Little Halloween Ends hot take. I think they will both die. What do you think? I totally see that happening because they are... Blucka, that's hilarious. But I totally see them both dying. I can see that being the case. I feel like that's the most obvious answer considering how much that has been teased throughout the last film and the marketing for this one. I mean, we even have Laurie Strode going on a whole rant in Halloween Kills about, I don't care if he takes me down with them. I'm killing this evil. I'm obviously paraphrasing. Holy shit, if that was the fucking line from Halloween Kills, they would fire me as a writer like that. That's awful. But I could see this happening. I feel like this is like the obvious thing to expect the most is both of them dying, but I wouldn't be disappointed by that in any way, shape, or form, Henry. If Laurie dies killing Michael, I wouldn't be upset with that. Honestly, I would be kind of fine with that. I think it would be pretty cool if they went that route just to see something different, where, it's not an ambiguous ending for once. Not that I hate ambiguous endings. I've been on the record before to say that ambiguous endings are like typically the best way to end a horror flick, but I'm also of the same opinion that you gotta keep things fresh or it's gonna go stale. And how many times has this franchise ended ambiguously? I mean, every single movie is like, oh, Michael's still alive in the shadows. There's only like a handful of these movies that don't end that way, and I would like them to do something different, personally. So kill Michael. Just go for it. As long as they kill Michael, I'm happy. Like, if they do that, I'm happy. As long as Corey doesn't take fucking the entire screen time away from Michael and Laurie, I'm also happy. There you go. It's not going to take too much to please me with Halloween Ends. Really not. Really not going to take too much. Do you get Horror Pack? No, I do not. Interesting. You can find some interesting stuff in there. Ooh, okay. Currently, right now, where I find my weirder horror stuff is Shudder. Shudder has and I'm not sponsored. Gotta make that very clear. Not yet, at least. Shudder, hit me up, baby. But I love Shudder. It's got an amazing selection. There's so many different movies where I'm like, I've never even heard of this before, and then you watch it and you're like, this is sick. There's this movie called Possum on there that blew my fucking mind. I'm like, how have I never seen this flick before? Really fucked up horror film. I loved it though. Michael better not talk. Yeah. If Michael says something like how everyone wants him to, I feel like that completely defeats the point of why that was a thing that was so repeated throughout that entire flick. it's the idea that like everyone wants to pull something human from him, but that's the whole point. He's beyond that. He's to the point where he's just a killing machine. He's not even human anymore, just like how Dr. Loomis would say. So that's what I really want from this. I don't want Michael to talk. I don't want something whack like that, but yeah. Have you ever seen Psycho Gore Man? It's on Shudder. It's a great horror comedy. Yes, it is. I love that film. Did that come out this year or last year? I can't even remember. This year has felt like it's just gone on forever. But I loved Psycho Gore Man. That was that was a lot of fun. Speaking of horror comedies with practical effects, that was a banger, man. If you have not seen Psycho Gore Man, I recommend that one for sure. Absolutely. Blucka is saying, I want Michael to say I like turtles. I like turtles. My God. That would be so funny if there's like all this build up. Say something, Michael. Say something. I like turtles. Be like, what? You've been waiting like 40 some years to say that? What's wrong, Michael? Why did no one give you a damn turtle? Would you be down for a psychological character study film about Corey? I feel like this might be where Halloween Ends is headed. See, like, that would work if this wasn't a part of this franchise, but you can't, like, here's the thing about this. You can't promise me you're going to give me Laurie versus Michael, the final showdown, this epic slasher battle, and then suddenly give, like just throw a left turn right in there somehow and make this whole movie a psychological horror film about this random new character that we just introduced in this film. You can't do that. It might be great. It could be the best psychological horror film ever made, but it's not what we were promised. And that's why I would be disappointed in that. So I just, I'm looking for, they promised us something, they promised us one thing. Don't give me something else. So that's just my thoughts. If it does end up being that, I won't hate it. It won't be awful, but I will take note of that. I'll be like, why would they advertise this film as anything other than that? That's my thing. If they wanted to go that route. Smalls. I do like it though. I wouldn't be disappointed with that, but I would be like, why the fuck did they advertise it the way they did then? Psycho Gore Man came out in 2021. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The years just kind of blend together for me. I'm going to be honest. I don't mind hearing grunts, but not full talking. Sometimes you gotta sometimes you just gotta shut your mouth and not make a joke when you really want to. That's all I'm gonna say. I literally I want to say something so bad. I'm not gonna do it. I think Laurie will kill Michael at the end of the film, but it will just be Corey in disguise, and the real Myers will come out from the shadows and gut her. Yeah, I talked about this a little bit in my theory video today. I could see that being the case, where it's like, you think Michael's dead for some reason, maybe for that reason, like Laurie kills Corey somehow, and then Michael Myers shows up at her front door now all pissed off, like, we're doing this, Laurie. Maybe she has the mask or something, whatever. Or maybe Corey even goes there half dead, like he's like not even, he's barely alive. He's just like, oh God, oh geez, I gotta get the Laurie's. It's like, it's me, Laurie. It's Corey. It's your, I'm Allison's boyfriend. Don't stop stabbing me. Jesus. I can see something like that happen, and like Michael's following close behind. He wants his mask back because, as we know from the past films, that's the one thing he's really ever going after is that damn mask. So there you go. He takes it to Laurie's house. Michael's following close behind. Maybe Michael stabs Corey right in the back and is like, hey, screw you, kid. I'm taking my mask back. He puts it back on. Him and Laurie have a bit of a fight. I could see something like that happening. That would be cool. I could see that being the case. Bug Z is saying, just bought me and mom tickets for Thursday night. Nice. Thought I'd have to wait till Friday. Oh my God. Yay. Wonder if it will be an alternate cut on Peacock. In Peacock. I believe this is Jimmy Champagne who came up with this theory, and I love it. If they were to do something like that, that'd be fucking dope. That's at least the first place I heard it from his page where he was talking about this. I think that would be fucking sick if they put an alternate cut on Peacock and we're all like watching it in the theaters, and then we come back and it's like, what? Like, this is this is completely different. Holy crap. I would lose my mind. I would lose my mind if they did something like that. That'd be awesome. That'd be sick. Chrissy Blackwell throwing a $5 super chat in there. Thank you so much, Chrissy. I appreciate that kind of support. Saying, would you want to see another snippet of Julian? I would love to see another interview or a court appearance by him in the movie. I totally agree. I love Julian. It was so nice to see him for just like a little split second in Halloween Kills too. Maybe to see him grown up a little more, and maybe he's a little traumatized by that night, but still having that silly style to him that he has with his character. I love Julian. He was such a standout in not only 2018, but in Kills, like I said. Absolutely. I would love to see more from him. Such a great side character in these movies. Definitely my favorite kid character, like for sure. Oh yeah. Great question, Chrissy. I love that. I would love to see more of Julian. He's clipping his toenails and all that. Funny stuff. On Thursday, I'm going to be cold on all social media until I see it. I don't blame you, because tomorrow the curtain lifts on the spoilers pretty much. Like the people who have seen it already will have their reviews out and they can talk about it, whatever. Little scary, gonna be honest. I don't even want to go live tomorrow. I'm so scared. So I'll probably be blocking people left and right if anyone puts spoilers in there, because I'm like, it's not gonna happen. People are not spoiling this thing for me. So I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Jamie Lee Curtis is the one who said you should watch it at the theaters and then at home, but then the runtime is the same in the theaters as it is on Peacock, an hour and 51 minutes. Well, don't forget, they did do a lot of reshoots, so maybe they crammed it into the same amount of time for both films, so it lines up. We would have no suspicions about it beforehand. I just think I'm kind of not against that whole idea that they went all out with this film. Horror fans love to do that. Horror fans love to do anything, any means necessary to make something over the top and so much better than you were ever expecting. Something that's like, oh shit, like what? That's crazy. I'd be down for that. If they took the time to make the film exactly the same runtime as like the theatrical cut, that would be fucking dope. We'll have to see though. We'll just have to see. Gangster Bro is saying, Jake, would you prefer a Sam slasher film over a Trick or Treat anthology movie? Well, that's tough because I think I love what they did with Trick or Treat, where it's like Sam is there throughout the entire film. His presence is always made, but you really only see one story that focuses on his character. At the same time, I wouldn't mind an entire film focused on him going around killing humbugs, who are like, I hate Halloween. Halloween sucks. I'm not a fan, something like that. And then it's like, oh, you see Sam going up to the front door knocking, give me my candy or I'm going to slice your throat with my little lollipop. I could see that being the case too. I would not be against that whatsoever. It's tough though, because maybe if they break the mold, break the formula, it might not work as well. So that's something where I'm like, I don't know. I do really like a lot of the other stories in Trick or Treat too. I will say that. I fucking love the werewolf one. I think that's one of my favorite like werewolf anything in in film. That sequence where they're all turning into the fucking wolves and shit. It's a really nice twist. And I don't know, the Marilyn Manson song too. It's all really nice. It's a really cool little it's a really cool sequence in that movie. Very, very iconic. It's a shame that never got like a good theatrical release. Obviously it is in theaters like right now for the first time ever, but it's a shame that when it came out, it didn't get that kind of release, because it deserved it. It was a good enough film to release in theaters and make a shit ton of money. And it probably would have too. It's a shame. A lot of people don't like anthology horror though. I think that's the big thing about that. Anthology movies don't typically do well in theaters. So it's a shame, but maybe one day, with the VHS franchise coming back around and being so successful on Shudder, maybe Trick or Treat will also find its home somewhere on like Shudder or Screambox or one of these big streaming services. Well, those are smaller streaming services, but you get my point. What if the reshoots are what they gave us in the trailers, and if they have nothing to do with the anything with the film? I would be totally down for that. I'm always about misdirection, Always about that. So Locked, I have seen The Cursed, and I just wasn't big on it. I don't know. It was fine. I don't know. I thought it was okay. The first 30 minutes were just so kind of boring. I don't know. I was just not in it with that film for whatever reason. I wish I liked it more. A lot of people seem to think it was really underrated, and I don't know. I was whatever about it. I'm excited for Eggs. I'm excited for eggs. Yes. Am I nervous? I'm never nervous, John. When am I nervous? I am to a certain extent, but I'm cautious. Oh, am I nervous about the film? Silly me. But I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Hell yeah, John. I'm the same way. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not really I don't think it's going to be a train wreck. Honestly, I don't think it's going to be like so bad it's like the worst thing ever. I think the worst case scenario with Ends is that once again, David Gordon Green implements his own ideas of something he wants to do with his franchise, and some people won't like that because it's polarizing, just like how he did with Kills. Personally, I really liked Kills. I think it's a good movie. It stands on its own. It's pretty fucking sick for what it is, but it's not like your usual typical setup, which is why I think most people really don't like it, opposed to some of the other Halloween films. But I do really I think that if this movie does the same thing, I will like it personally, but I can see other people not liking it for that reason. But there's also a point where it's too far down that line. You can get to a point where it's so far away from the DNA of the franchise that it just ends up sucking and ends up being too much of its own thing, and it's almost kind of like it's disgraceful to the franchise itself. And I hope that's not the case with this film. But listen, we'll just have to see, man. I mean, we're so close. We're so close to getting that answer, you know? And I'm sure everyone's going to have a different interpretation of it. That's the wonderful nature of these films in general. So, what Van Helsing had amazing werewolf transformation scenes. Remember, he had to pull off his skin for his fur to come out. Yeah, that's actually very, very, very similar to what I was talking about earlier, the trick or treat sequence where they like pull off their skin. I love that. Like, that's so gross. Ugh. And you get the idea that this like, this dude's a vampire or whatever that's coming after them. It's like, oh shit, there's going to be a vampire thing and all that. But then they're the antagonists. It's like, oh, a twist. I love it. And if I just spoiled that movie for you, come on. It came out in the fucking late thousands. Fight me. Fight me. It's a classic. Got to watch that one. Like Halloween 2, Rob Zombie. I mean, listen, you're not wrong, Locked. You're not wrong. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is pretty much not even a Halloween movie. But if you watch it from the perspective of not a Halloween movie, I think it's good for that reason. But yeah, no, you're not just Josh and me, Locked. You're absolutely dead right. You're spot on with that one. It's so much of a departure from what the franchise is. I think that's why most people hate it. So. But no, I like it because it's a good Rob Zombie movie, but it's an awful Halloween movie. There you go. So if you hate Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, I understand that. But as a Rob Zombie fan, it's one of my favorites of his. It's not I don't know if it's like number one, because like I don't think anything's gonna ever top House of a Thousand Corpses in my opinion, but it's up there for sure. Oh, Ryan is here. What's up? Saying, just stopping by to say hello. Looking forward to seeing your Ends review. Heck yeah, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate that. I hope you dig it. It'll be up Friday morning. And then maybe Thursday night, I might do a little non-spoiler chat, like a little live stream talking about it. So look forward to that. Devil's Rejects is number one for you, I'm assuming. Hell yeah. I love Devil Rejects is probably like number 2 for me. I love the Firefly trilogy. The first 2 movies, at least. 3 from Hell's okay, but the first 2 movies, some solid classic horror films right there, I would say. How would you feel about a Halloween multiverse comic? I honestly want that so bad. That could be cool, especially considering a lot of the different angles this franchise has taken, all the different timelines. There's so many things they could still explore with Halloween, I think. Yeah, I'd be interested in that. There's a lot of like whack ideas that may not ever get put to screen that they could do in a comic book, which would be sweet. We've actually talked a little bit about how if we ever do a sequel to Red Right Hand, it would be in comic book form for sure. Like, we actually already have the outline of what a sequel to Red Right Hand would be. And if people are like losing their minds, they're like, we need more Red Right Hand. We're going to do that. So that's what we're going to do if we ever do something. The Bearded Entertainment is saying, I love 31 by Rob Zombie. I still haven't seen this hot take, but my buddy got a steelbook. They got the 31 steelbook and got it signed by Rob Zombie. Massive shout out to you, Sean, if you're watching. Fucking so jealous. So jealous of you. But I gotta watch 31. I hear it's pretty good. I hear it's pretty decent. I think I prefer someone taking a swing and missing like Rob Zombie's Halloween movies rather than someone just not trying at all like Resurrection. I completely agree, Sarah Campbell. I would rather have someone like just try to do something different with the franchise. And if I can see that here in Halloween Ends, I'm okay with it. If it misses for me, it misses. But if they tried, okay, cool. Dope. Hell yeah. I'm just glad they tried. Because Resurrection to me is an undeniable cash grab. I mean, it just feels like everything else at the time. They just kill Laurie Strode because, they're like, yeah, fuck that. Let's move past this. Jamie Lee Curtis had even said about the film, she's like, I want to die in the first 10 minutes if you're going to continue this timeline and do that dumb thing that you wanted to do where you just kill somebody else instead of Michael. Man. I don't know, man. Thank you, Tasha. I appreciate that. I appreciate that a whole lot. Thank you. I got a giant greasy forehead, but regardless, I appreciate that a whole lot. Ooh, some hot takes. In my opinion, DGG has underperformed with the trilogy since he's made Halloween more about Laurie than Michael, which is completely ludicrous. I would disagree. I think that Halloween has always been, at least the movies with Laurie and Michael, have always been kind of a 50-50 about both the characters. I wouldn't want them to make it all about Michael because then you are kind of forced to over-explain Michael, which ruins the mystique of his character, in my opinion. Like the Thorn trilogy is all about Michael. It's all about how it's like, oh, we got to explain how he gets his powers and how he's supernatural and all that. And I just feel like that's like, you can do that, but kind of not, I'm just not a fan of that. I think that ruins the mystique of his character and what's so cool about Michael Myers as a slasher. It's the one thing he's got going for him that like separates him from the other big slashers. Like Jason, you pretty much have always been like you kind of always knew what Jason's MO was, everything about him, where he came from and all that. It was never really a mystery about him. But that's the thing that separates him and Michael, is that there's this mystique about Michael's character. How does he do what he does? How does he survive 6 gunshots to the chest and walk away from that? How does that happen? And I think never fully answering that is what's so special about him as a character. So I kind of like that this trilogy focused on Laurie instead, because you don't really have this mystique about Laurie Strode or anything. I feel like that'd be kind of weird if we did have a mystique about a character who isn't supernatural. But I like that about this franchise. They focus more on like the trauma of the character, and it's a dark reality that I really dig. What do you think about them saying Ends is going to be weird? That's what I'm most excited about. How weird could it be? And maybe as weird as Halloween 6 too, which is my favorite out of the franchise. Ooh, a little love for Curse. I dig that. Okay. I like Curse. I like Curse a bit. The producer's cut is definitely my favorite version of it. But I fuck with it. I do like it being weird too, for sure. I hope that this film is the same way. It's weird, but it makes sense. It has a focus as to why it's weird and gives us a conclusive ending. I just don't, more than anything, I'm just happy that it's not another movie where Michael goes back to prison, escapes on the prison bus a day before Halloween or whatever the fuck, and then kills on Halloween, and then he vanishes after some kind of crazy battle. I'm just glad it's not that same old setup. More than anything, I think that for me is that's a big thing. Why? That's a big reason why I'm optimistic about this film, is that they're trying something different. That to me screams a good sequel, but you can still fuck this up. I'm not saying they can't fuck this up, because the whole idea of them turning it into like a killer murder mystery thing, that's what I'm worried about, which I can't tell if that's the route they're taking or not. So I don't know. We'll have to see. It's more true to the original, considering the original was all about Laurie. At the same time, Laurie was hardly in Kills. Kills was all about Michael kicking ass. Yeah, no, that's for sure the truth. But it does continue the Laurie story, which I realize is hilarious because it rhymes, but it does continue that a little bit. And we do get some nice dialogue from Laurie Strode from some of the hospital scenes where you kind of get a little deeper dive into her character. And to see her even more vulnerable than ever in those sequences is really nice. A lot of people dog on the hospital scenes because the evil dies tonight. Like, that kind of blows. Can't argue with that. But the Laurie stuff is great. The Lauren, oh my God, I said Lauren. Laurie and Karen stuff, I mixed the two names, put them together. That stuff's great. The conversation between her and Hawkins is just a really nice little bouts of drama. I like all that stuff. That stuff is good. How weird can it be? It has to be different than what we're all predicting. I hope so. I hope it's like, this is really weird, this is really bizarre, and I hope it works. I don't think, with it being weird though, it's definitely not going to work for everybody. Just like expect that. Don't go into this film expecting the best Halloween film ever. I think that's why a lot of people were disappointed by Kills, because they hyped that film up a lot. They were like, oh, this is going to be the biggest body count for Michael Myers ever. And people took that as, this is going to be the best film in the franchise. I took it as, this is going to be the bloodiest, goriest film, which means that they're going to sacrifice story to show us more kills from Michael. And that's exactly what they did. It's kind of undeniable. And that's why I still appreciate it, because what it was going for, it accomplished that wholeheartedly. I think it accomplished that whole idea, but then also gave us some more on top of that. So if you look at it from that angle, that's why I really appreciate Kills, because they made that film to top every other film for the body count. That was a big purpose with that movie. It was Michael's movie. It was all about him killing. That's what I really like about the film. I fucking dig it for that reason. But I think a lot of people went into that movie expecting a masterpiece, and that's why they were disappointed because it was really hyped. Like, it was really hyped to be this big thing, and then it just wasn't. So I get it. I get why some people were disappointed by it, for sure. It was so hyped for the year. Yeah, that's another thing too. The year off. Good point, Slasher in Suits. And people were still doing daily updates. Well, yeah, I guess I'm to blame for that. But I did a lot of updates on Halloween Kills. I was really excited for it. And then when they delayed it a year, I was definitely like a little disappointed. But the biggest thing that disappointed me was the fact that they just fucking, everything got spoiled about it. I mean, everything leaked. You could find everything about the movie, and I was doing my best to stay away from it. But man, it was just impossible not to have stuff spoiled. And I had someone put in my comment section about how, oh yeah, there's gonna be flashbacks to 78, and I'm like, would have been nice not to know that, but it didn't even matter anyways, because the final trailer, every single surprise from Halloween Kills was in that final trailer. So there's a lot of things that affected the overall the reception from that movie. If it was the delay, the marketing that just got like really scared last minute, was like, oh no one's gonna see our movie, we have to put all this marketing out. And yeah, it was a whole thing. I was hyped for Kills because they did such a great job on 2018. That's another really good point, Eric. A lot of people were like, oh yeah, 2018 was one of the best in the franchise. That was like the big critical response from it. If you like it or hate it, whatever, that was like the majority response to the 2018 film. I loved it personally. I see why a lot of people went into Kills with high expectations after that. But Kills was very much so a movie that was just David Gordon Green doing what he wanted with the franchise. 2018 was the get your foot in the door movie, just like how Scream 5 was for Radio Silence. But then after that, they just they did what they wanted with Kills, and I respect them as filmmakers for that reason. They got their foot in the door, they did something really powerful with the 2018 film, and then they just kind of did like, hey, we want to see Michael just obliterating people in the next movie, and I respect them for it. I've always loved that one. I don't know. I really like Kills. I know some people don't, and that's fine. That's everyone's got their opinions, but I really like these last two movies. Definitely some of my favorites from the franchise for sure. So, Jeremy is here. What's up, Jeremy? Saying, saw Terrifier 2 yesterday, and boy, what a movie. Truly. Oh my God. I was so impressed. I was so impressed with Terrifier 2. I knew I was going to like it, but I didn't think I would like it as much as I do. Like, it is a maybe 10 out of 10 movie for me now, the more I think about it. Damn. I mean, seriously, an impressive film. The plot is actually like really well written, especially compared to the original. I was like, damn, this is really emotional. This is a nice little family drama that we got going here. It's well acted. I think it's shot like a low budget movie, which, like, me personally, I just love that. I don't know. I love everything about Terrifier 2. It's amazing. One of my favorites from the year, if not my number one, for sure. For sure. Will there ever be another Ghostface, Michael, Freddy, Jason, etc.? Or do you think we will always be caught up on the classics? Great question, Hank Hill. Damn it, Bobby. Great question. No, honestly, I think the Art the Clown is up there with them at this point. Personally, I think he earns it. He earned it for sure. There's a lot of horror villains that don't get the recognition that they deserve or are regarded as that big of like iconic characters. And I think a big thing to that is also because we haven't had these characters around for so long. Like there are a lot of slasher villains that are maybe even better than some of the characters you're listing here, but just haven't been around as long or just aren't as iconic. Like, don't forget, like the 80s were like fucking Americana. Like that was the time to put stuff out there and then like to have like these big icons and all that. That was what the 80s were all about. So that's why you have like especially Jason and Freddy like being these big horror icons. They were in everything. They were in music videos. They were parodied. You know what I mean? They were everywhere during that time period. And then all these years later, we're still talking about them. So that's why they're regarded as these huge killers and all that. But man, there are a bunch of killers like from the past 20 years of horror or horror villains in general that I would say are maybe even more well written than some of those characters, or maybe even more well performed, which is probably a hot take. That's my, I also grew up with a lot of these characters, don't forget. But there are plenty of characters that I think will reach those heights at some point. Terrifier 2 just left you wanting so much more. The ending was amazing. The post-credit scene was so fucking nasty. I loved it. Oh, I love how you say 2 words and then you didn't actually put 2 words. That's just really funny to me. But no, you're right. I mean, 2018 is not a perfect movie. Is Halloween 78 a perfect movie? I mean, no. I would argue it's not a perfect movie either, but I still love it. I still regard it as a classic. Same with the 2018 film, too. I think it's one of the best horror films from the past, 10 years. I love Halloween 2018. And whether you like it or hate it, and the Sartain stuff sucks. I'm going to be honest, but it was a necessary evil to bring point A to point B. Laurie Strode, Michael Myers. I think the thing with the 2018 film that I like so much is that it's just it's so similar to the original, but then it just turns a few knobs. And I've talked about this before about how the best continuations do that, where it's 2018 is so parallel to the original in the way it's set up, in the formula of it, but the ending sequence is Laurie Strode fucking ready for Michael this time around. There are traps set up everywhere around her house, the metal shutters and all that. That is so cool. The whole third act of that movie is amazing. I fucking love it. But I think the biggest thing that's so important about that film, love it or hate it, once again with Halloween 2018, it's so influential. You've had movies that just kind of stumbled upon the requel formula before that, like the Leprechaun requel movie thing came out that same year. There's also Texas Chainsaw 3D, which came out 2 years, I believe, prior to that one, and kind of did a requel thing where it was just a continuation from the original. But Halloween 2018 was the one that popularized that format. And then every franchise after that did the same thing. So it's kind of hard to say that movie's not it's I don't know. Just to say that movie's shit, I see not liking it, but you gotta know it's a really influential horror film. It's important. It's why it's talked about so much. Love it or hate it, like I said. I would also mention The Collector. Yes, The Collector I think is up there for sure, but that series is in development hell. But the first 2 movies are awesome, So Victor Crowley's a good one. Hell yeah. Billy the Puppet, Jigsaw. Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. Death from Final Destination, but would that be considered a horror icon? Man. See, that's tough because, the whole concept of that movie being a slasher is really something that's only explored in the first movie, and then the rest of the films kind of explore the whole idea of just crazy shit happening to people, and it's this unseen force that you don't really see. The first movie is really the only one that touches on the whole idea that death is this actual force, and it's this person kind of slasher. That's why, honestly, the first Final Destination is maybe my least favorite besides the fourth one. Almost all of the sequels top it, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't. That's the one big difference about that movie with all the other ones that just doesn't work for me. But yeah, no, I see what you're saying though there for sure. Pearl, yeah, that's another great one. Look at all these fucking look at all these suggestions about that. Yeah, no, you guys are all making some great points about that for sure. I really think there have been some amazing horror icons, even from this year, Pearl absolutely. Mia Goth is a horror icon at this point for sure. Without a doubt. Candyman. Yeah. Candyman's a great example too. Fucking Tony Todd. Oh my God. He's iconic with that voice. Oh God, it's fucking terrifying. Be my victim. Whoa. Love it. Love it, man. Cruel Clipsy, you don't have to yell. No, I'm just kidding. When do you think the Welcome to Derry series will be released? And do you have hopes for it being a good show? I think it'll be good. Yeah, we have the director whose name is really slipping, Andy Muschietti. Really slipping me for a second. We have him attached to it. So he's Mr. It, pretty much. He's the guy that directed the last 2 films. So I really think it's going to be good. We have a lot of writers on board. It's a TV series, so it's going to have a lot of writers, and I feel like it's not going to be as good as the movies, but I think it's going to be good for sure. Still, it's rare that a horror TV show based off of a movie is as good as the movies themselves, which is like a big thing about, the Chucky series. You've heard me say that a million times about that. But I do have faith in this one being good. Though, too. Still, I think it's going to be cool to see Pennywise explained a little more, which I know sounds really like hypocritical based off of some of the things I've been saying about Halloween. But every franchise is different. Every franchise requires different things to be good, in my opinion, and can do different things. Like some franchises, you can over-explain the hell out of things, and it won't ruin the mystique. But with it, I think it would be fine if they kind of over-explained him and he would still be scary. But that's the thing with Michael, when you over-explain everything about him, that takes away one of the things that's scary about those movies. So it's like, why do that to you? Why shoot yourself in the foot like that, But with Welcome to Derry, I'm excited for that one to go a little more into his backstory and see like all the other things that Pennywise was up to in the past, for sure. I'm very excited for that show. I don't know when it's going to come out. I would guess maybe late next year, early 2024, maybe. I don't know. Really dig the queer representation in both the Chucky show and Hellraiser 2022. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That's one of my favorite parts about the Chucky show and Hellraiser too. I didn't even know that was going to be a thing. I mean, I knew Jamie Clayton, I believe is I can't remember. Don't quote me on this, but I believe she's like a transgender woman, and that's awesome. To give roles to people, it's amazing. So for sure, I love that about the Chucky show too. That's another big thing. With that's a big thing I love about the show. It's the overall story that I just don't typically love about it, but that aspect of it is great for sure. 100%. I don't find anything Stephen King that scary. His horror is so, man, that makes Jake sad. that makes Jake real sad. I love Stephen King. I love his books. I love his movies, man. I will say there is such thing as too much Stephen King-y stuff for sure. There are some novels, some stories, some movies where it's like, wow, that was too much. That was a little too much of your style, Mr. King. Like Maximum Overdrive, I feel like is the perfect representation of that. But also, I believe that movie was pretty much made on cocaine. So there's that aspect of it too. So, but I love Stephen King. Great stuff. I have not watched Sense8 yet, but I hear this is great, and I like I said earlier, Jamie Clayton is amazing as Pinhead in Hellraiser. That was one of my favorite parts of that movie. I wish the overall story of Hellraiser made a little more sense because I was so confused by the time we got to the end. But I did really love all of the Cenobites, the designs, Jamie Clayton's performance as Pinhead, just awesome fucking performance. And I'm glad she didn't do the same thing as Doug Bradley. Wow, another name slipping my mind. I'm really glad they did something different. You know what I mean? I was really happy she did something differently. It was nice. I'll have to check her out on Sense8. I know Doug Bradley was praising that as well and said it was awesome because of her. So I'll have to check that one out too. Awesome shit. Hell yeah. Sarah is saying, I'm a newer subscriber, so this might be obvious to others here, but do you prefer classic horror, slashers, thrillers, whodunits, all of the above? All of the above. I mean, I'm really not too picky. You know, maybe I sound really picky, but it does not take that much to impress old Jake here. I think I can respect all of those different genres for being good for different reasons too, entirely. I would love to see, I love all those kinds of movies. I mean, I love the classics. Like, I'm a huge fan of 70s horror. I fucking love so many different horror movies from the 70s. The 70s were all over the place with horror, too. You had, like, early remnants of, like, the slasher and all that. A lot of psychological horror, a lot of gross-out horror. It's a great time period for all of that. And then also like thrillers, whodunits too. I love those too, man. I love me a good whodunit. When you give me a good twist, it's like, oh, that was so good. What? How did they do that? It's crazy. So no, man, it would be tough to say just one. Probably the majority of what I watch is like psychological horror for sure. That's like what my go-to. But I love all of those, man. I love a good slasher. I love a good whodunit. Thrillers like someone mentioned Hush earlier. I love Hush. I actually love Ghost Ship too. It's an awesome movie. Good choice, Joshua. Hola, what's up? What's up? I can't pronounce that name, but X Icor Z. Welcome to the stream. Noak was saying the In Search of Darkness documentaries are fucking amazing. I'm gonna try to get sponsored by their new thing. Not yet, but I'm gonna sign up for that as soon as this stream is over. Actually, I gotta work on that. But yeah, no, those documentaries are fucking awesome. Highly recommend if you haven't seen those. I believe they're on Shudder, if I'm not too mistaken. He's bad at horror for obvious reasons. Now, you're going to have to elaborate there because I fucking love all of his shit for a lot of reasons. It's not the type of horror that triggers fear in me. Poltergeist is basically Casper. It is silly. Well, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Poltergeist is not from him, but it is, to correct you. But I don't know. The beginning of it, a child getting viciously murdered. I don't know. I don't know if it gets I don't know if it gets scarier than that. Man, that's tough to say. But I mean, it's not for everybody, obviously, but I love it. It's good stuff. You can't just say he sucks for obvious reasons though. Like you can't just say that. There's not obvious reasons why he sucks. He's a legend, as Hank Hill is saying. If you don't like it, that's fine, but man, I fucking love Stephen King. King's Son is also, great. He's definitely great as well. Heart-Shaped Box is one of my favorite novels I've read recently. I've not read the Nosferatu stuff, but I've seen the show. The show's pretty good. But I've read Heart-Shaped Box, The Fireman, I think is what it's called. What else? I'm trying to think what else he's done that I really like. Man. He has a collection of short stories. I think it's called 20th Century Ghosts, if I'm remembering correctly. That's also pretty good. That's where The Black Phone is from. But yeah, no, Joe Hill, highly recommend. He did the Black Phone, which is a recent movie was made off of it. You might have heard of it. It made $100 million at the box office, did pretty well. Based off of one of his short stories. Highly recommend. Some good stuff. Joe Hill's a great writer too. He's got a lot of good books. Do you think Michael Myers just got... I was going into this thinking it was a serious question, David, and then, wow, you just blindsided me like that. Do you think if Michael Myers just got laid, he would stop killing people? Maybe Lori should help him set up a Tinder account. Maybe. Oh my God, that's so funny. Maybe sometimes you just gotta take care of, you just gotta do that. I don't know how else to say this in ways that are, but there is a thing called post-nut clarity, and maybe Michael is in need of that. Maybe he would just get that out of the way and be like, oh wow, what the fuck have I been doing? He starts talking, his first words are, what the fuck have I been doing? I could have just jerked off. What? How did I never think of this? That's so funny. Oh my God. How do I feel about found footage horror? I fucking love found footage horror. And it's most of the times it's shat on because there is a lot of bad found footage horror. It's the same thing as slasher movies for the most part. There's a lot of good slasher movies, but there's also a slurry of bad ones too. So if you don't like slasher movies, I get it, but there are also a lot of good ones. Same thing with the found footage genre. There's so many of them. Some of them are just bound to be bad, but some of them just are chef's kiss perfect. Like As Above, So Below, a great movie, fucking amazing. As a most recent one that I can think off the top of my head that I just watched recently is Deadstream on Shudder. I could not recommend that movie more. You want to talk about a good found footage movie? Holy shit, that was amazing. And Justin, I gotta agree with you. I'm not a big fan of Blair Witch, but there are a lot of movies that were inspired by that I think are pretty fucking awesome. So you gotta dig for found footage movies. Like Hell House. Have you ever heard of Hell House, man? Like that one fucking slaps. Hell House LLC or whatever the fuck it's called. That one's really good. I fucking love that movie. The sequels are trash. Don't even watch the sequels. Like both of them are terrible. Like near the point of unwatchable. But that first one slaps. Jalen throwing $5 into the chat. Thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate that. Was that the first horror movie you ever watched? Mine was Halloween 4 when I was 7. Nightmares for months. Nice. The first horror movie I ever watched was Eight-Legged Freaks with David Arquette. I love that movie to this day. It scared the hell out of me, but now I've gone back to it and realized it's basically like an Ivan Reitman inspired like monster movie, and it's really goofy and silly. I love it nowadays, but oh my God, scared the hell out of me as a kid. But that's awesome. Halloween 4 was your number one. Nice. That was probably one of the, that was like one of the, that's a newer movie for me. I watched Halloween 4 like 4 years ago for the first time, I want to say, and I had never seen it before that. So nice. That's awesome. So that's all, you know, those memories are so nice about horror movies that scared us when we were kids. That's fucking awesome. Nice. Good stuff. I'm sure like Halloween 4 is like really close to you, like close to your heart now, you know, like Drag Me to Hell is another one I watched way too young. I watched that movie way too fucking young, and it scared the fuck out of me. But nowadays, I think it's like one of the best one of Sam Raimi's best, maybe. So, do you recall the KillJoy movies? You can see the box set on my shelf right there. Hang on. I'm horrible at pointing, but right there. It's right there. You can see the Full Moon Pictures logo. It's all obscured. I have it. I've watched them. I'm just not a fan. But yeah, they're Full Moon movies, so they're so bad they're good. At first, I thought that's where your name came from. It was a very small budget independent, so you might not have heard of it. Another Killer Clown movie. Yeah, no, I've seen them. I had a lot of people think that about my channel for the longest time, that that I named my channel after that. I had some people think that I was a My Chemical Romance fan page too when I first started off, because I didn't even know this beforehand, but like that's like a thing with My Chemical Romance, that band, that their fans are called Killjoys. I didn't know that. I remember the song where he says that at the beginning. He's like, "Come on, Killjoys, make some noise," or whatever. But like I didn't know that was a thing, and I was like, wow, I instantly regret this. Regret naming my channel that. I would change it personally. If I could go back and tell myself to change my name, I absolutely would. I hate it. Like nowadays, Killjoy Jake. It just sounds like I'm a douchebag. It's like, I'm Killjoy Jake. I'm gonna spoil movies. But yeah, no, I would like, now I'm like the total opposite of that. I would never do shit like that. So I kind of hate it. Hot take. I would change it. I would change it if I could, but now I got to roll with it now. Got to roll with it. But it's funny shit. Bill Skarsgård is playing the new Nosferatu. Yeah, that's fucking exciting. New Robert Eggers movie. It's gonna be a Nosferatu remake. I'm really excited for this one. I think it's gonna be cool. Fucking love Bill Skarsgård in anything, and him playing Nosferatu, great choice. He's got the eyes for it for sure. He's got all the physical features to play a monster like this, and I'm excited to see him doing that again. Most recently in horror, obviously he's played Pennywise in the past, but he's been in a few horror movies recently, or just like horror shows like Castle Rock, that Stephen King show, and then they also had him in Barbarian, which was really nice, which I won't spoil anything about that if you haven't seen that movie yet, because holy shit, one of my favorites from the year was Barbarian. So, but absolutely, Nosferatu looks really cool. I'm excited for it. Of course you like My Chemical Romance. Were you an emo kid growing up? I actually wasn't. Like I really wasn't, but I still like the music. I'm a fake emo kid. I was just a nerd. I was just a nerd in high school. I was just a weirdo. People were like, what the fuck? Who is this guy with this giant pimply forehead and these gigantic glasses on his face? Can you tell I was bullied from my face? You can probably tell that if you're just a new person clicking on, hey, new people in the stream. Can you tell I was bullied in high school? Give me a solid answer. I won't give you the answer, even though you probably know it already. Yeah. No, you know what? I'm just going to spoil it for you. Yeah. I was bullied a lot, as you can tell from my very nerdy face. So, but yeah, who doesn't like My Chemical Romance though? Come on. Shit slaps. It's good stuff. I was listening to some Slipknot today, Blackest Eyes. Hell yeah, it's good stuff. I haven't listened to any of their new stuff yet. I know they had some newer music come out, but have not listened to that yet. I don't know why I didn't listen to that today. Honestly, I went through like all their shit on Spotify. I don't know, weird. What sequel would you most love to see? If they made a sequel, mine would be The Babadook 2. Ooh, I'd be down for a Babadook 2. Absolutely. I'm trying to say, man, Probably Killer Clowns from Outer Space 2. I cannot believe that's not an entire franchise. I love Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's one of my all-time favorites for B movies, that is. Fucking love that one. Yeah, I would love a sequel to that. Trick or Treat sequel, would love that too. I'm trying to think, what are movies that don't have sequels that need sequels? Like Killer Clowns is number 1 on my list. Trick or Treat being number 2. This is a canceled sequel. The Collector 3. I would love to see that movie finally get finished, which is a shame. It's a shame it's not finished. They started filming it. The sequels, the studio was just like, yeah, fuck it. We're not going to do this anymore. And it's like, what? Why? I couldn't tell you. I would love another one. Sequel to It Follows. Ooh, okay. Some hot take there. I would love some more It Follows. I love that movie. Holy shit. Disasterpiece has got to come back and do the music, though, if they do an It Follows too, man. That's one of my all-time favorite horror scores. Fuck. And I liked Disasterpiece did the music for Bodies, but it's so repetitive. Like it's like that same like beat with every single song. There's like one solid track from him on that soundtrack, but like it's all like the same. Like there's like 8 songs on that soundtrack and they're all like pretty much the same. But hey, listen, I'm never complaining about more Disasterpiece doing more horror movies. So I can't complain about that. Have you ever asked your parents why they decided to name you KillJoy? Well, I was a mistake. So they're like, this guy's just ruining the fun for us. So they were like, yeah, let's name him KillJoy, last name Jake. Perfect. Yeah. Favorite Slipknot song, if you had to choose? For me, it's Diluted. Nice. I really like, but that's not my favorite song, but I really like Sainted. That's like one of their newer songs from like 2019, I want to say. My favorite song is probably Duality, though, which is like, I feel like that's everyone's favorite Slipknot song. Psychosocial is also great. Man, I'm trying to think of more. Devil and I love the Devil and I. And you know what? My favorite one is the one where he's like, I felt the air rise up in me. And I can't sing any more than that or else I'll get copyright claimed. I can't remember the name of that one off the top of my head, but that's my favorite. That's like my favorite little melody from them, I think, for sure. I saw somewhere that there's a Tusk 2 in development. You would not be wrong, my friend. Apparently they're developing that for some reason. But listen, like I said earlier, wait and bleed. Thank you so much, Hank Hill. I'm always down for more Kevin Smith. I love Kevin Smith. He's one of my all-time favorite directors. Like if there's like a top 5 directors, Kevin Smith is up there for me personally. I'm down for it. I'll see anything he makes. But it's a bit of a weird choice. I don't think they need a sequel to Tusk like at all. But listen, I'm always gonna check out whatever he makes. So for sure. Oh my god. I'm sure there will be a Smile sequel. It's doing pretty well, so I could see them doing a sequel to that. Creep. Oh, Tasha, great answer. Creep 1 and 2 are both masterpieces, and I would love for them to finally do Creep 3. They had a little bit of some rumblings 2 years ago about, maybe we're working on something, but we just haven't found the right idea, is kind of what Mark Duplass has said about it. He plays the titular Creep, who technically doesn't have a name. It changes between movies, so who knows what his real name is. Yeah, no, I would love a Creep 3. Yes, for sure. Absolutely, all day, every day. Robert is saying hi from Ireland. Hello, Robert. Welcome to the stream. Welcome. I believe a Wolf Creek 3 is happening. Doesn't that come out soon? I think they already made that. Like that's actually happening to my knowledge, I believe. So there you go. Some exciting stuff. I could totally see you in a Bodies sequel and killing it with your performance. Oh my god, that would be awesome. I would lose my mind to be in a movie like that. That would be great. Oh, thank you so much, All Love All. I appreciate that. So the next I'll tease this. If we do get funded for the original movie we want to make, it's very similar to Bodies. It's very similar, very different concepts, but it revolves around a party. I will say that. So since we're talking about it, I'm like, fuck it. We were talking about that earlier about like what the next project after Red Right Hand is. I'm already writing a script. I can tell you it's about a party. It's about a bunch of college kids partying and some shit fucking goes down. Like it's much more than just a regular ass regular ass party where someone gets attacked or something. Oh no, it's pretty crazy. And that's kind of the whole point. I want to start in a very familiar place where it's like comfortable characters. It's like, oh, this is nice and fun, and then awful shit happens. Oh, that's what I really want to do with my first like original kind of thing. I think that would be fun. Well, if you guys couldn't tell from the chat, Cruel Clipsy really wants to see a Crimson Peak too. If you couldn't tell. You don't got to repeat things. Don't worry. I'll get to it. Cruel Clipsy. No worries. We're going to get there. I didn't say Stephen King is bad for obvious reasons. I said he isn't bad for obvious reasons because he's a horror icon. I just meant his horror to me is like Poltergeist, more silly than scary. Not all the time. I've read a lot of Stephen King. If you watch a lot of his movies, I get that because a lot of his interpretations are a little sillier for the most part, I would say. But a lot of his like actual stories are really fucking dark. Like he almost always ends his stories with a dark ending. That's what's so funny about The Mist. If you've seen The Mist, like that movie, it ends very differently from the book. Like the book is a little more ambiguous. I'm paraphrasing here, but like basically they just drive off into the mist with like the car full of people, and they're like they just look for like more. They're looking for like another store or something. If I'm remembering correctly, they're just looking for somewhere to camp out for the night before it gets dark. And I think what's so cool about the ending to The Mist in the movie version is that it feels like how it probably should have ended, because King's works are like, they end, almost all of them end with like this really fucking dark ending. And that's not always consistent with the movies. So if you're just basing it off of his movies, I feel like that's maybe not fair. I would recommend reading some Stephen King because his stories are really fucking dark, and 99 out of 100 times they end very dark. So yeah, you should read some of his stories because they're pretty good, for sure. You needed therapy after the ending of The Mist. Yeah, fuck, dude. You want to like listen right there? That's a perfect example of Frank Darabont twisting it and making the ending even more Stephen King-y. So I think that's why I was kind of like, that's just not fair to say that his style's like silly, because like he's so dark with some of his fucking stories, man. It is very weird and outlandish. Like one of his newer books, Fairy Tale, features a gigantic woman who is like farting the entire time, which is like, what the fuck is going on here with that? So like, yeah, no, it's very outlandish. It's very silly and like toilet humor, but then he'll like juxtapose that with a really dark situation or story, which I think is actually kind of like genius writing personally. I love that about his style. It's definitely something that's been a little bit influential towards me. I think you can take like something really seriously while also having that goofiness to it. You can do that as long as you execute a good like drama amidst that, if that makes any sense. I watched the first episode of season 2 of Chucky. I'll probably binge the rest of it. I don't plan on watching it upon release, but I will watch it. I will watch it all eventually. It's weird when I do live streams and I talk about Chucky season 2, it seems like people are really engaged in that. But when I post a video about it, no one cares. Like every video I have done on Chucky in like the past like year has been like a 9 or 10 out of 10, which is not good for YouTube standards. That's like bottom of the barrel. You probably should be making videos on that kind of stuff. So I don't know. People aren't interested in videos about Chucky, but when I bring it up on live streams, people tend to be interested. It's odd. I don't know. But I will continue to talk about it on here. And I will say this, the first episode of season 2 is by far my favorite episode of the entire series. They finally they finally are gelling the main characters a little more, where I just feel like they didn't really gel so much in the first season. So no, they're definitely on an incline for me personally. Like I know people are like, Jake, how do you not like the show? And I'm like, well, it's just not written well. I don't know what to tell you. Like compare that to something like Stranger Things or like other TV shows that are really well written. It's just not up to par. It's just simply not. It's cool. It's got some good moments. Like some of the best Chucky kills ever, I think, are from that first season of the show. Like the fucking knives on the what's it called? The dishwasher or whatever standing up. Easily a top 5 Chucky kill, I think, for sure. But I just feel like it's not written all that well and focused on the wrong things. It was very poorly balanced too. Out of every requel thing I've ever seen in my life, man, the first season of Chucky is probably the worst balanced of all of them, I think. But it's, like I said, still got a lot of good things going for it, for sure. I'm sorry I'm sorry you were bullied. Should have smacked him up. I did and got in trouble for it. It's hilarious. I was short in school and people put respect on my name. Well, good. Hell yeah. Yeah, no, I got bullied. I fought back one time and I got 3 detentions for it. So explain that to me. Yeah, fuck that old principal. That's all I'm going to say. Maybe that's really harsh, but fuck that guy for not realizing what the situation was. Like, that's literally your job. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. I worked at Chipotle for a little while last year. I worked there for a year, and he came into Chipotle one time and he asked for like a free meal, and I told him no. It was like one of the greatest moments of my life, because like, you kind of got to suck up to the principal when you're in high school. You got to be nice to the guy so he lets you get through some stuff. And no, he, like, my senior year of high school, I got real badly bullied. I was in theater, so like people would call me certain names. I'm sure you can figure that out, which is really unfortunate and fucking awful. But I got beat up real bad one time, and I fought back, and I got in trouble for it for some reason. So makes no sense, but yeah. Did Jake get bullied? I will smack someone. Tell me who it was. No, I'm not that petty. I'm not that petty to say something about it, but nah. Should have gave him the principal Himbury treatment. Yeah, well, one of the principals I didn't like actually got fired for being drunk on the job, which is hilarious. That high school has gone to shit since I left. But yeah, I don't know, man. Some people just shouldn't be working with kids. Let me fucking tell you. Like, goddamn. I actually wanted to become a teacher for a little while. I was in college to be a teacher. That's how poorly this high school was ran, which I'm not going to tell you because that'd be kind of, I don't want, I wish no ill will on anybody. You should never do that. But I wanted to become a teacher because of how poorly that school was run. Like, I wanted to take matters into my own hands and be like, figure it out for myself. But I did really well in college, but it just wasn't for me, really. I just felt so bored. I was so bored. So Carter Scallon Allen is here. What's up? Just watched Trick or Treat for the first time. Loved it. Also just announced my new short film releasing at the end of the month. Would love to hear you tear it apart, Jake. Dude, absolutely, man. I would love to check it out for sure. You're a friend of the channel, Carter. I gotta support, gotta rep it. So make sure to check out Carter's short film at the end of the month. Hell yeah. Good shit, man. You may just be seeing a little something at the end of this month too regarding Red Right Hand. So that's all I'm gonna say. We may be working on a little something here for you guys. Little taste of what's to come. I've been talking about it all fucking year, and you guys haven't seen any footage. I've just been showing you like the same like 8 pictures all year, and I'm sure some people are like, "What the hell, Jake? I wanna actually see this film." So yeah, Red Right Hand. We'll have a little something about it later this year. Here's some screenshots for you. There you go, little something teasing you the same exact photos I've been showing to everyone all year. So yeah, there you go. Some good stuff there. Look at that. Look at that. And there's a little nasty poster for you too. But yeah, I'm real excited. Real excited for you guys to see it. Red Right Hand merch. Ooh, Carter, maybe. Thanks for the $2, by the way. I appreciate the support. Maybe we're working on something just now. So we may already be secretly advertising the film too. So can we have a Red Right Hand finger, just a snippet? Yeah, there. Like I said, just wait until the end of the month. There's a very specific day at the end of this month that is a real nice day. I like it a lot. It's maybe my favorite day of the whole year, and that may be the day that you see a little something if I haven't made it too fucking obvious at this point. I won't say any more than that. I won't say anything more than that. Matt will probably slit my throat if I if I say any more than that. But yeah, we have a whole shit show of things planned for you guys throughout the month of November for advertising and all that. You guys will dig it, I hope. I hope at least. All right, y'all, I'm going to sign off because Jake is getting a little tired, getting a little sweaty. I need a bit of a break before we start going nuts tonight. And like I said, I'll be working on a Terrifier 2 video for tomorrow morning, probably talking all about some of how successful it's been at the box office, and of course Terrifier 3 and where it could lead into, because it's something I unfortunately didn't get to. I didn't really get to talking about talking about it in my review. So I want to talk a little bit about where I think Terrifier 3 could go based off of the ending we got. So I want to talk about that in my video. I also want to talk about where you guys can see it for my friends overseas who unfortunately did not get a theatrical release, or if you're in Canada, whatever, yada yada. So we'll talk about it. Jake is getting drippy, so I'm gonna get going. Oh, and thank you, Little Miss Budget, for subscribing a few days ago. I appreciate that so much. Much love to you. Thanks for stopping by on the stream. So all the love to you guys. I hope Ends is fucking awesome. I hope we all love it. I'll be live tomorrow and the next day talking about it too. So make sure to stop by those streams. All the love to you guys. I love you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. And as always, guys, don't forget to kill it out